Listen, if you're not deliberately training for speed and power, you're not standing still, you're getting slower. Every sprint, every lift, and every drill sends a message to your body. So if you teach it slow, it learns slow. If you teach it power, it learns to explode. So every session must have one clear intention: velocity or force. I'm Lawrence Elo Johnson, a professional sprinter, multiple-time All-American, former dual-sport D1 athlete. This year I placed 9th at the USA Championships and ran my first wind-aided sub-10 performance in my career. Here's the proof behind what I teach. Every athlete who's trained with me on a one-on-one basis for at least 6 months has set a new PR in at least one of their events on a track or one of our speed testing KPIs, obviously barring injury. Results don't lie. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build your week right now. Acceleration day is Monday, 3 times 20 meters, 3 times 30 meters, and 3 times 40 meters with a sled sprint at 10% of your body weight. Thursday is going to be a max velocity day. 4 flying 20s, 2 times 60 at 95 to 100% intensity, throwing some wickets and throwing some dribbles and throwing some upright runs. Everything else should be tempo, mobility, and recovery as supports those 2 pillars during that time of the season. So Jay was an athlete who trained 6 days a week. He did heavy lifts. He did CrossFit on Saturdays. He was disciplined, not directed. And he told me, "Coach, I work harder than everyone, but my times won't budge." And I was on a call with him. I was like, you're not slow because of talent, bro. You're slow because you're training against your biology. 2 months later, he dropped his times. I think it was like maybe 2/10 off his 100-meter time, because random training is the enemy of speed. So I want you guys to write this down in your journals, put it on your phone or whatever you do. That effort does not equal progress, because random workouts from people who've never been fast, that's like rolling dice with your dreams. But speed isn't luck, right? At the end of the day, it's a system. So power bridges strength to speed. So you need to train your nervous system. So that's Olympic lifts. 3 sets of 3 reps at 70-80% of your 1 rep max with a bar speed focus. Jumps, 3 sets of 5 reps. Sprints, 5 times 30 meters with full rest. Never chase fatigue. You want to finish feeling like you could have done more. That's when the learning happens. In college, bro, I trained like a bodybuilder, right? Workouts at 2 a.m. Then coming to practice and wondered why my 10-meter times felt like quicksand. But then I was humbled. That showed me that discipline without direction is just a distraction. So when I aligned biomechanics, projection, and posture, I went from 10-7 to 10-0. This is the true enemy of speed training. So stop running miles for mental toughness. That's neurological confusion. Every tired rep teaches you slowness. You don't need harder, you need smarter. This is what you need to do for force, projection, and mechanics. You want to push back and not down. Key cue here is you want your shin angles at a 45-degree under your hip. You want the heel low and you want it tight. For drills, you're going to do wall drills, 3 sets of 10 reps each leg. Falling starts, 5 times 20 meters with resisted sprints, 4 times 20 meters at 10% of your body weight. Here's a story about Marcus. Marcus was stuck at 11-1, and he just said, maybe God didn't make me fast. He just didn't think he had the genes for speed. I told him he did. You just haven't been given a system yet. So we fixed his mechanics, and 2 weeks later, he felt momentum. And momentum is the hardest thing to start in track and field, but the easiest thing to lose. When it hurts, I want you to think you're only 40% done, because pain isn't punishment. It's the proof that you're entering growth. And there's a difference between pain from just running miles, but the pain of actually holding maximum speed, getting those lactic days, because the dream protectors chase that discomfort because they know that is how they get better. So speed is mostly neurological, and rest is a weapon. So what that means is Monday, you should have acceleration. Tuesday should be tempo mobility. Wednesday is recovery, your weapon. And Thursday is max velocity. Fridays can be weight and core day. And Saturday should be technique and tempo days. And Sunday needs to be rest. After hard sessions, do normal techs or cold plunges. And then do a 5 to 10 minute of gratitude journal. And every athlete who refuses to rest are scared that they'll fall behind. I was talking to an athlete the other day, and I have to use an alias, so we'll call him Carson. And he felt that every day he wasn't training, he was actually getting slower. But once he actually respected rest as a true weapon, that's when his time started to drop. And sometimes discipline is obedience to rest days. So here's something that most fake gurus are saying, and they're just getting it all wrong. Most speed plans online are just copy and paste nonsense, right? No results, no data, and no PRs. And that's why there's a plateau culture out here nowadays where athletes are trying so hard, but they're just plateaus. And we don't do average here. So my goal is to make real sprint training available to everyone. But the most valuable thing that I can do for you is to work with you one-on-one, where we will rebuild your mechanics, rebuild your recovery, rebuild your mindset, so you can drop tenths off of your time. So if you're serious about taking your sprinting to the next level, book a call below in the second description of this video. So training shapes who you become. You don't want to train without intention because you don't want to become someone who doesn't have intention. So every rep either builds you or erases your identity. And you're building the dream protector or the dream destroyer. And if you're watching this video, you probably want to be a dream protector. So make sure you choose correctly. So what you need to focus on is tall hips. You want stacked alignments. Some drills for this can be your A marches, 3 times 20 meters, and even throw some isometric wall holds, 3 times 20 seconds, and even bounding, 2 times 30 meters. You want to make sure you film from the side. Film from the side, right? If your hip is below your knee, that means you're leaking force. So you want to fix your posture and gain stride and confidence. An athlete booked a call to be in a one-on-one group, and he was a self-trained athlete. And he says, nobody knows my body like I do. And I was like, bro, like, even neurosurgeons don't operate on themselves. But 6 weeks of structure not only ended up giving him a lifetime PR, but it also gave him the peace of mind to not have all the second guesses and second doubts of if what he's doing is right, or if it's even the right time to do this, or I plug this into ChatGPT, it says do this, but I don't know, all these other factors. Just get that out of your head. 6 weeks of structure can give you a lifetime PR, because remember, humility needs to be greater than your ego, because effort is cheap, but execution is rare. So stop chasing sweat. What you want to do is chase skills. So speed equals rhythm and not tension. So that means you should start focusing on 3 times 30 meter buildups. Relax. Flying 20s, relaxed. And tempo 150s. That can be 6 to 8 reps of these at 70% intensity. When you're doing these type of workouts, the cue should be to run calm. And a strong but stiff athlete needs to learn how to relax. All right. Sometimes speed comes from release and not resistance. So 1, train with intention. That's the stewardship of the gift. And what you can do is use your weekly reset structure like this. Monday is acceleration. Tuesday is your strength. Wednesday is recovery. Thursday is max velocity. Friday is weights. And Saturday is tempo. And Sunday is rest after sessions. You can do normal text for 10 minutes because stillness equals momentum. So film weekly feedback, right? So that's film 10 meters, 30 meters, and 60 meters. You want to track your hip height, your heel recovery, and your arm carriage, and also your contact position. Every correct rep and every recovery and every humble adjustment, that's protecting the dream, because this isn't motivation, it's a mission. Sprint University gives real systems to every sprinter who's chasing this generation. So pick one weakness and attack it for 7 days. Master one thing, not 10, because small consistency leads to massive momentum. So now you have 2 choices. You can be like the 99% of people who nod, like, okay, yeah, watch their video, yeah, and do nothing. Or you can be the 1% who actually acts and join my free community called Sprint University, where sprinters are growing together. I'll see you guys in the next video.